So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Catching up on videos. I hope you enjoyed the previous 2 videos to this, trying to catch you up on the last 5 days of us having all these goat babies and the cold weather and everything else in between. There's been a whole lot more that's gone on, and I want you to know that I want you to keep your head up, and I want you to keep shining, and I want you to keep praying and to try to be as positive as you can. I know you can, because guys, we're in the fight for our lives right now, and you know that as well as me. We're in a massive, massive spiritual battle, and we're going to have to be strong. Thank you, sister. So here's the deal. I was going to mention these in the last video, but I just decided to make video 1 and 2 about the goat babies, just pretty much predominantly about that, and make that a wrap and move on. So here's the deal. Welcome back to the channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that thumbs up, please. I love you, love you, love you, and thank you for your support. But there's been a lot of things that have gone on in between us having all these goat babies. And I wanted to talk about that because we had a day where Murphy absolutely nailed us. What is today? Today is Sunday the 5th, so Friday on the 3rd, it was Friday. My husband, finally, after we were dropping more babies in the field and we had a little bit of a break, James said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go shower, and I'm going to run to town, and I'm going to grab us a sandwich, and I'm going to stop by the grocery store and pick up a few things. Just tell me some things we need if you want to stay here and keep eye and keep tending to everything. And I said, that sounds great, right? So he and Gabriel both got into my car, and they were headed to town, and a woman on the highway literally basically T-boned them. Fortunately, my husband is fine. So far, my son is fine. Luckily, Gabriel was sitting in the back seat, and she T-boned on the passenger side. We, at this time, feel that the vehicle is probably totaled. I'm sure hers is too. And she basically pulled off the highway and was he was going straight. She had pulled off, and she was making a U-turn to go back. And when she turned over, I don't know what the woman was doing, okay? Totally her fault. So I'm without that vehicle now, more than likely. This is not the time to have that stress on us, but there's a reason that happened. And the thing is this is what I'm saying. You can be out in the field delivering your goats, minding your business. Your husband is a sweetheart and says, I'm going to go get you a sandwich, and so you don't have to cook tonight. We're going to get sandwiches, and I'm going to run to the grocery store for a few minutes, and I'll be back. They may not come back. So I've had to process that, and it's just been very exhausting, because that's very stressful for one person, much less a family. And now we have all the things coming up with that, as far as, you know, how are we going to proceed forward with the vehicle, if it's totaled or not. Hopefully, maybe it's not. That actually was going to be Gabriel's car at some point, most likely. So I don't know what we're going to do yet. Here's the thing. So he calls, and I go down to the scene of the wreck. We handle that. Come back. Hit the garage door button. The springs break. So we have a massive which we were having trouble with the garage door. It's not a total shock, but now we have to have that replaced. It has to be fixed. Could it wait 6 months? Sure, it's not the end of the world, but it's like, you know, it's like, what? Then that night, if you watch the previous video at 12:30, I had a mama down out in the field with a breech birth. Managed to get the baby out. She then delivered 2 more, but by morning, all 3 babies, well, the first one was already passed, but the last 2 didn't make it, which I was worried they wouldn't. She had a very stressful birth. So in one day, I lost a car, I've lost my garage door. I didn't lose my doe, but I lost her babies. And I'll tell you, the next day, I had a hard time with all that. When I got up the next morning, it took me several hours to get out of this funk, and I was exhausted. We've been exhausted. And I just want to remind you that in all of these trials that we go through, whether it's job loss, whether it's stress at your home or your farm, car wreck. You know, there's all kinds of things that happen to people every single day. I want you to know, I've been trying to pay attention to some of the things that have been going on. We are in a upside down world, folks. Most people, I don't think, know how to handle all of these things. I don't know if some people just aren't taking it very serious. I don't know if people are stressed out. I think it's a combination of things. And I think that a lot of the things that we are seeing in terms of the world events on the stage right now, I think are deliberate. And I think that they are for division. And it is to divide us. We've had so many things happen over the last 3 years that every single time it happens, it's one of the main points of it is nothing but division. Division, division, division. And unfortunately, it is working. And we're going to be tried. And we are in those moments now. And I want to let you know that it's going to, unfortunately, most likely get worse. We're going to be dealing with our own personal problems and circumstances. This is why I tell people all the time, you can't predict what's coming. We know something's coming, and then you will have your own personal situations that you're going to be dealing with. So therefore, when you know you've got food on the shelf, even if you're electing to go get a sandwich because your dog's tired, the point is you have food. You've got water. You can manage your children. You can feed your animals. You can do all of these things. It does help. And finally, I want to say to you on this video, if you have any doubt, I just want to make this clear. You can go and do and say whatever you want. You can tear down whatever you want. You can jump whatever fence you want. You can try to tear down whatever statue you want. You can hate whoever you want. You can try to divide whoever you want. But the fact of the matter remains, the battle is already won. The battle is already won. Our God is greater than anything that we are seeing right now. And the battle is won. See, I went through a couple of hours of not feeling sorry for myself, but I was really upset. My car, the garage door, any death is horrible to deal with. And I had 3 of them at basically one time. And while they're goat kids, it's still a major, it's just like another blow to, another punch in the face in a very short time period. We're going to have a lot of that. And how we get through it is through our faith. So I got through my morning. I got through my little spout. I took a shower. I prayed. And I said, Lord, I didn't lose my husband. I didn't lose one of my boys. You wanted her babies to not be with me because there's another plan for these goat babies? Okay. Maybe it was too much for me. Maybe they were going to be ill because of the trauma in the birth, right? So you went ahead and took them so I didn't have to make that decision. Anytime I've lost an animal, which has been awful every single time, I'm always thankful at the end when I come through it that I didn't have to make the decision. I know that I try to do the best I can to help and to sustain. And a lot of times it works out and it's great. Sometimes it doesn't. And your heart is broken. Things happen and your heart is broken. Things happen and stress comes upon you. But we have to keep walking through this valley. We are in a deep valley and we just entered it, folks. I think the next year, I think the next several years, and I'm being very modest when I say that, I think are going to be incredibly trying. So I just want to say to you, remember at the end of the day where the silver lining is. I still have my husband and my child. I still have my doe. We'll try again with her if I think it's right. The garage door, if I have one, great. If I don't, I don't. We'll make it through. So I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to drop this off because these things have been on my mind. Like I said, I haven't had a Murphy day in a long time. That was some heavy stuff. So God's going to work it out, folks. But we have to do our part. We have to keep working. We have to push forward. We have to take care of ourselves and our family. And we have to, it's almost like, I've said this before, it's like God God's like, here I am. You have all of this, but here I am. And we just have to surrender that. There's a lot of evil right now. And the only thing that's going to get us through, folks, is God. Well, like, subscribe, and share, guys. I appreciate you being here. A lot of videos coming your way. A lot of goat baby videos. It's been very hodgepodgey over the last several days, but we had to take care of family and farm. And unfortunately, we had a couple of other weird circumstances in the mix. So, hey, you get knocked down, stand back up and say, okay. What am I supposed to learn here? We appreciate you. Keep working. I know it's nuts. I know. Keep praying. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. Sister, you ready to go back to the house with me? I got to feed babies. You want to feed one? All right, guys. Love you so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you on the next video. Godspeed.